everybody, and welcome to the Real Madrid Hub. I am your host, Eric Rivera, and this is, of course, your source for all things Real Madrid news. And when it comes to Real Madrid news, what is bigger news right now than Kylian Mbappe? Is he coming? Is he staying? Is he going? What are we doing with this news? It's driving us all crazy. Trust us. We're not just, Jota and I are not just, we're not just guys that are reporting about Madrid news. We're also Madridistas. And him and I talk every once in a while, and definitely, we both want Mbappe to come to Madrid. We are both trying to figure out what is going on. So we're as confused and as nervous and as worried about the whole situation as you are. Sure, we'd love him to come this summer. Is that a possibility? We don't know. And honestly, in my opinion, I don't know about Jota's opinion, but in my opinion, it seems like it's getting further and further away. Reports are saying the Sheikh El Khalifi is saying, apparently they had a meeting. I'm not 100% sure about that, but it was kind of mentioned that the first so far about talking about, possibly, having a meeting with Madrid to discuss, selling him didn't go over too well. So, we're going to see what's going to happen. It may seem like he's not going to come right now, but you never know. Just like the situation with Messi, everything can turn in 24 hours. So I would stay tuned and just figure out what's going on. I mean, just be on top of this because you never know. You never know. Or will they do a 180 and go after Haaland? If they can't get Mbappe, considering that Mbappe might come for free next season. Who knows? Who knows? So the news today is obviously, this comes from Luis Miguez of Diario AS, and it was about Karim Benzema's Instagram, which has been pretty interesting lately. His Instagram, he's been uploading a lot of random pictures, or seemingly random pictures. It was one of a ship that apparently had, undertones about negotiations and deals and things like that. And then there was another one with Tony Montana from Scarface. And now there's another one where he uploaded a picture of himself with Kylian Mbappe, in the background. And these are in his stories, essentially. Or on his, these are in his stories, essentially. So he's just putting these pictures up, kind of saying, we're going to play together. Mbappe's coming. Here's the deal. Things are crazy. Who knows what he's doing? He's just very cryptic with what he's doing. But I gotta say, you can't help, as a Madridista, you can't help but love Karim Benzema. Not only is he scoring goals for us and has stepped up big, but he's 100% a Madridista and apparently wants Mbappe to be a Madridista too. Did not leave his side during the entire Euro Cup. Always was in pictures with him. Had a good relationship with Mbappe. Even went on vacation with Mbappe to the island of Mykonos in the Greek Isles. It's all sort of wonderful bromance between these two, and we would love to see that bromance play out on the field. And I'm sure there's they were reporting right now, and Luis Miguez reported on Diario AS that this was another guiño from Benzema to Mbappe, meaning like a little wink in his direction, kind of letting him know, I see you. Let's get this done. We're waiting for you over here in Madrid. Both of these guys, I think they hit it off. I mean, if you didn't know, Karim Benzema, his background obviously is from Algeria. Mbappe is actually part Algerian. His mother is Algerian. His father is from Cameroon, and he's, of course, born in France. So, they share a common culture. They share, obviously, the fact that they're both French, and they both, speak the language, of course. But they share similar, immigrant ties. So, that is something that I think they've become good friends. And, Mbappe has a love for Madrid, So, who better to be an ambassador for Madrid than Karim Benzema? So that's kind of the news in that regard. And then the other news, of course, is, as we know, and at least by I was reading this morning, it seems like everything is pretty much done, and in the next few hours we should hear that Martin Odegaard is on his way out to Arsenal. It says this is from Alberto Munoz from Diario AS, and this is saying basically that it's a question of hours and not days that he will be at Arsenal instead of course, Real Madrid. The price has been set in between 35 and 40 million euros. That is what the English press is saying about his transfer to Arsenal. And it seems like this is pretty much a go. We know that he did not train with the team yesterday in Valdebebas, and that looks like what's going to happen is that he's going to Arsenal. I think it's already been said enough. But like on the personal note, I don't want to say I don't dislike Martin Odegaard. I think he's a talented player, but in a way, kind of. And I know this will sound mean. Good riddance. Because if you don't want to play at Real Madrid, and not because that's it's his personal decision, of course, but good riddance in the sense because how can you not want to fight for your spot? When you're going to be given this opportunity, and you're going to go to play with a team like Arsenal. Maybe he's kind of the mindset of Kylian Mbappe, wants to be part of a project where he's kind of the centerpiece, where he becomes sort of the star, where he's not playing second or third, fourth fiddle to a group of stars already that are at Real Madrid. But the funny thing is, it's interesting because like we've said 100 times already, Modric is pretty much maybe on his final season with Madrid, maybe his final season as a footballer for the national team of Croatia, and the next in line is probably no doubt Odegaard. So it was very strange that he wouldn't want to at least play and have these opportunities with a club as big as Madrid. But who knows? This is what his decision was, and it looks like Madrid was also willing to let him go. If a player doesn't want to be at Madrid, well, as they say, the door is open. So it looks like he will be headed to Arsenal. Because in another news, obviously, the thing is, in other news, it was that Arsenal wants to sign him before, at least get him registered before Friday. So they are trying to do it as quickly as possible. But in other news regarding Martin Odegaard, in a interview done with TalkSport in England, they were speaking with journalists Alex Crook and Laura Wood, and they were speaking about their opinion of the operation to get Odegaard over for essentially 40 million euros is what we're hearing, between 35 and 40 million euros. And they were looking at him, and they even mentioned that for them, one of them said, from what I've seen, I am not sure that Odegaard is a player that is worth 40 million euros. This is something that Alex Crook said, and it was a sentiment that Laura Wood also did. She said, I think he's good, but I think the price is much too high. Arteta has had no doubts about Odegaard. I think, many Madridistas that were really on board with Odegaard coming to Real Madrid and being a part of Real Madrid would say that he is a very talented player with tons of potential. We saw that at Real Sociedad, even in all of his loans, wherever it was, he was constantly a solid player. But it seems like some people don't think he is that good, and some people obviously in England. So those are the things that are going on right now. But the negotiations, of course, are going through. It was said that Arteta was looking at other players such as Buendia and Houssem Aouar, but right now the favorite of Mikel Arteta is none other than Martin Odegaard, and it looks like he's going to be leaving. If anything, it'll be today. It won't be days, it'll be hours, as they're saying, and it looks like he is going to be playing for the Gunners. And in the final news of the day, Inter Milan is supposedly offering 3 million euros for Luka Jovic. Now, this news comes from Ángel Gómez Álvarez from Defensa Central, saying that Inter Milan offered 3 million euros for Luka Jovic, and this is for a loan deal, not a sale, not a transfer, and that Florentino is not convinced by that offer. I was hearing, just to be clear, I was reading some other articles and some other notes from different sources, and they were saying that this was not true, that Inter and Real Madrid have never discussed Luka Jovic, but this came out today. Oh, actually, this came out yesterday from Inter Milan. So it could be that that is true, that they didn't, that this has been maybe shut down. But we know that, some sources say yes, other sources say no. I think a lot of times what happens is you get conflicting information because some people want to keep things under wraps. And then when it goes out into the public, in order to keep things sort of quiet or keep the tone down in the newspapers, they just shoot down the rumor because they don't want it to kind of get more play. But who knows if that's something. We do know that Real Madrid is willing to sell if the price is right, but it doesn't look like they're interested in loan deals at this point. And for Luka Jovic, I think, unless we get another striker, it wouldn't seem like Luka Jovic would be a player that they would offload, considering that it doesn't seem like they are very happy with Mariano. And it seems like Luka Jovic is, at least right now, figuring into the plans of Ancelotti to be the second striker or the substitute striker for Karim Benzema in case anything happens. Luka Jovic is a favorite of Inter. Of course, they've been looking at him because of the fact that Lukaku has gone to Chelsea. They are looking for another striker. They did sign Edin Dzeko from Roma, but they are looking for another forward, another striker, and that is the one that they are interested in, is of course Luka Jovic. Luka Jovic, who, I was looking at some numbers yesterday from that season at Eintracht Frankfurt, where he was, I believe, I think it was the 2018-2019 season, he was only behind Robert Lewandowski in the amount of goals scored per shots on goal, essentially. He was basically a killer in front of goal. So it's insane to kind of see how things have fallen so much for him, or he hasn't been able to find the same form. It's also because he doesn't, as we've mentioned and I've mentioned on my podcast, Nada Mas, it's like he doesn't, this is not a system for him. He's always played well when he is second striker. He's essentially playing with another striker beside him. It seemed like that was his best version, and it seems like at Real Madrid, he wasn't getting that. He's not getting that type of service. The same thing happened. I think last season wasn't a good season either because, our wingers were not at their best. We weren't, Hazard was not playing. Bale was not on the team, of course. And you had Rodrigo that was injured. You have Vinicius that was sort of up and down and lukewarm. Marco Asensio wasn't firing. So really, who's going to give a service to him in the box if it isn't players like, Toni Kroos or Modric having to go up and try to get the ball to him, but essentially he's also the type of player that doesn't drop back to make plays. He is very much, in a lot of ways, sometimes a poacher. Sometimes, he likes to be in the box, but he will score the goal if he has it at his feet and he has the space. So that's the thing. He's not necessarily the right fit for Madrid, it seems like, but everything is at least in this case, everything is showing us that this could be his last chance to shine for Real Madrid. If he does not go to Inter, his last chance could be this season to shine for Real Madrid. And who knows what happens, obviously, if Haaland comes or if Mbappe comes, if he's even going to be on this list anymore, if he's even going to be taken into consideration for Real Madrid. But it's his last season to make a statement. According to Defensa Central, Ancelotti has already chosen Jovic ahead of Mariano. So really, he is the second striker we have at the moment. It's not 100% sure that he will be here at the end of the transfer window, but for now, he will be the second in line. And if anything, if this is a redemption season for the likes of Bale, for the likes of Hazard, and any other player, for the likes of Isco, let's say, if he stays. If this is somewhat of a redemption season to show the Madridistas that they deserve to be here and that they're going to do their best at the team, whether they're going to leave or not, and not in Hazard's case because he was injured, but with the other three that I mentioned, then it's interesting to say, will this be the season where Jovic finally gets that form back that he had at Eintracht Frankfurt? And he's a young guy too. He's not an old guy. So there is a possibility that he can get that skill set back. I mean, and it's not skill set. I think he has it within him. I am one that very much likes Jovic. I think he's a great player. I just think he doesn't fit into the system. So hopefully he evolves as a player and he can show us some good things. I would be extremely happy. I don't know about you guys. You guys can comment below. You guys have been commenting, which has been great. Let us know. I mean, what do you feel about Luka Jovic? Do you think we should just let him go? Or do you think he needs more opportunities at Real Madrid? I, for one, like him. I mean, obviously, he's not going to start over Karim Benzema, who's on fire. But I would like to see, I would be very happy for Luka Jovic if he were to make a mark at Real Madrid this season. Get, bang in a few goals for us, get that confidence back, and be a part of Real Madrid. There is something I like about this guy. I think he's a quiet killer, that very much demeanor that he has, very serious. I like that in a player, and he seems, it just seems like, he's a very focused individual, but it just seems it hasn't been going his way, and I really hope it does. If not, well then, I mean, next season we'll obviously offload him, but I do wish him the best this season. So we'll see what happens. That is the news I have right now for Real Madrid, guys. Thank you once again for listening. And if you want more Real Madrid from the likes of Real Madrid news from the likes of myself and my good friend Jota Real Madrid, please make sure to subscribe to this channel. Hit the subscribe button, hit the notification button up there at the top, and or up down there at the bottom, wherever it is right now on the screen for you. But, let us bring you the news every single day and keep you up to date with what is going on at our favorite club, which is Real Madrid.